Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess from Handmade by Jess. Today I'll be showing you how I duped these two projects I found on Pinterest. First thing I did was go out to my garage, find a few scrap pieces of wood, measured out how big I wanted each crow and each cat to be, made some cut lines, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm using a circular saw to just cut off even lines across, and now I will be cutting out the V shape that will be the tops of the cat's ears. I think this is called a jigsaw. I don't know. I'm still new to all of the names of all the tools. I've gotten pretty good at using them. I know I'm probably not using it the proper way, but this works for me. And I'm making sure I'm not cutting my fingers off or anything like that. So it's worked so far. You got to work with what you have sometimes, and this is what I got, so this is what I'm using. I found it easier to go grab the speed square and go ahead and make another line on the back of the wood there to do the top of the crow's head. It just was easier to cut with my right hand than my left hand. And then once we get all those cut out, make sure they all stand up nice and good, we're going to go ahead and sand them down. The board that I had cut the cats out of was a little rough, so it needed a good sanding. I'm going to kind of round off the edges and just make sure I got all of the splinters taken off and everything ready to go for painting. That's all we need to do here. And then I'm going to take a few tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, glue them in sets of 2 because I am going to put them on the back of the signs themselves, because I felt like they needed just a little extra security to stand up in case if you put it on a shelf or somewhere that's a little uneven, they weren't wanting to stand, straight up. So I wanted to go ahead and do this with the tumbling tower blocks as a back stand, and here I'm trying to hammer in a brad nail, and as you can see it did not work. I have done that a million times, and for whatever reason, I don't know, it was a different brand this time. I had opened up a new pack, so I don't know if that made a difference, but so I just opted out of hammering the nails through the wood there and just use some Titebond wood glue. That has become my favorite wood glue. I used to use the Gorilla wood glue and it always did well, but I'm telling you what, Titebond has a very quick bond and a very strong bond, so you shouldn't have any problems with the little back stands coming off of those at all. Now I'm using Apple Barrel matte black paint. I'm just going to put one thick coat over all of these pieces. Front, sides, back, bottom, stand, everything. Everything's going to get a nice thick coat of the black paint. 2 coats really isn't necessary. I didn't think so anyway. It covered it pretty well, putting it on there pretty thick. Plus we're going to take it out and we're going to sand down the edges and distress them anyhow. So it's easier if you have less paint on there to achieve that look anyhow. So we'll go ahead and paint the rest of those up and get them outside to sand down the edges. Here we go. I'm just using, I believe it's 220 grit sandpaper, just a high grit sandpaper there. It's taking the paint right off the edges. I go ahead and I go around the whole edge on the front, and I even do the back because I have a little bit of OCD that way, and I like things to look cohesive all the way around. I kind of do the edges up a little bit, and I even do the front face of the project there. I ended up not liking that when I brought it back inside. I thought that I wanted it to be darker where I'm going to be painting the faces on. So because of that, I went ahead and once I was done doing this, I went ahead and painted, just dry brushed a little bit more black on the front face of these because it was gonna look a lot better with a solid black background to paint the faces on. So here we are, we're just sanding. Get that done. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. He's taking a nap. I'm going to start with the cats because they are a little easier to draw on. Here's where I'm just taking a dry brush and just going over the front. You can still see the wood grain through it if you look closely, but I just wanted a darker background for the faces. Like I said, I thought it was a lot cuter that way. So I went ahead and did that to all of them. And now I'm just sketching out the eyeballs for the cats. I'm very indecisive and slightly perfectionist, so it took me a good while. I'm going to use Waverly White chalk paint to paint the eyes on. It's very simple once you have it sketched out, and basically the cat eyes are just like ovals slanted up towards the outside edge there. You just want to paint those on and let them dry. We'll do that to all three of them. I just keep doing everything in threes as I'm going, so I can use one paintbrush for each color. There's the first one. We'll go ahead and do the rest of them. There they are. Now we're going to do the pupils, which was basically just a U shape coming down from the top middle of the eyeball there. And we'll get the black back out for that. I'll be using Waverly Black. I think it's ink is the name of it there, but it's just black. We'll go ahead and paint the eyeballs on there. There we go. There's the paint. Tried not to leave too much of the painting in here. I sped it up because I'm sure you guys don't want to see real time me painting this. You'd be here for hours rather than just a few minutes. But you get the idea here. You just want to take your time, you know, and if you make a mistake, you can pull that white paint back out there and go back around it and, you know, shape it the way you want. And here we're working on the crows. The first thing I'm doing is drawing out the eyeballs, and then I'm going to draw the beak. Each one has a different size of beak. I thought that was a cute addition to, you know, the crows there. So we're going to start same process as the cats. We're going to paint the white part of the eyeball. We'll just get that done, and then we'll go back, and once that's dry, we'll paint the black iris, I guess you would call it, of the eyeball there. We'll get that done, and we'll do each one as we go along. All three of them are done there. Just finishing them up. Yep, and there's the black part. And then we'll even come back a third time and just put another little white dot off center in those little black circles in the eyeballs there. But we're going to do the beaks first with Waverly's Pumpkin I used for this one. I love using chalk paint. It does really well with coverage. I didn't have to put more than like 2 coats on this. It was nice since I had it sketched out already. I could just go through and paint them on there. I just took my time and made sure that I got it the way I liked it. You'll see on the one, maybe if I didn't cut it out, where, yeah, right here I kind of went outside my orange there and I took the black and just fixed it up. So that's another good thing about painting also, and you can fix your mistakes and nobody will even tell the difference. So here we're going to take the white again, and we're just going to put our little dot in our eyeballs to finish those up. And then basically we are almost done with both of these. The last thing we need to do is embellish them. I have this orange raffia that I got at the Dollar Tree. I think it was in a 3-pack actually. I think there was pink, orange, and green in that pack if I'm not mistaken. But I thought the orange would go really well with the cats. I know on the inspiration picture, they just had the regular tan colored raffia. I thought the orange would be really cute and more so like Halloween. So what I did there is I just pulled some of it out, got a section of it, and now I'm just gonna secure it with some hot glue in the back so it doesn't slip around on me and doesn't move. I'm twisting it because it just doesn't want to work well with me. It just keeps wanting to bunch up and curl up. So I keep twisting it, and here we go. We're gonna just tie it in a knot right around the neck of the cat. I double knotted it, and I'm gonna do that to all 3 of them. And then I figured it was best to just cut off the tails there from the knot and make a bow separately and glue it to the middle. To me, it seemed like that looked a little better. I did try to tie the bow with the tails I had on the first one, and it just seemed like it was too thick. It was coming up, the bow was coming up over the eyes of the cat, and I really didn't care for it. So I just went ahead and cut the tails off, glued it down, made sure it wasn't gonna, you know, come untied or anything. And I took a few smaller strands of that raffia there. I even ripped a couple apart to make it a little thinner so it looked a little better. And I'm just gonna tie a basic bow and cut down the tails, you know, to the appropriate size. Just shape it, make sure it looks nice, and then we'll just glue it right there in the middle of that knot. And then that one is done. And we'll do the same for the other 2. It's very easy. There we go. There's the second one. I'm gluing that down before I even cut it off. That raffia is actually kind of thick from the Dollar Tree there. That's some of the thickest stuff I've seen. It actually, there they are. They're cute. They are so cute. I just love them. I couldn't wait to make this project. It's so cute. All right, and then there's our crows. The crows caught my eyes first. I was so excited. I got this sisal twine here. Actually, Joe and the kids got it for me for Christmas. They got it at Ollie's. I believe it was only like 99 cents there. It was awesome. It's like, I don't know, it's like twine, but it's like a sisal rope at the same time. It has a different texture. I like it. It's almost like straw. I really like using this stuff. If I ever see it again, I'd never seen it in there. They found it somehow during Christmas time and thought I'd like it, and I love it. So hopefully this will last me a long time. But I just got some beads. These beads were in a big pack from the Dollar Tree. I picked out some yellow and orange ones. I thought that would be cute to incorporate some yellow in there. Just add, you know, another fall color. And I tied a double knot at the bottom, and I'm just gonna wrap that up and around and tie it off. Now this little short guy here, I was only gonna put 1 strand of beads on him, and I was just gonna leave it at that. But then I thought, no, because I went ahead and put 2 on all the other ones. So I went back and put another strand of beads on his little collar there, I guess you could call it. But we're just gluing in the back, wrapping around a few times, just like we did the first one there. And what we'll do here is we'll just tie it, and then we'll slip the beads on the other end and tie it at the bottom and cut off the excess, and then he's done. And we'll do it for the last tall guy here, and we'll get him done too. And I put the beads off to the other side, so when we set him up, you know, everybody, we can see their beads hanging off on each side there. This was a fun project. I enjoy projects like this because I can just go out to my garage, grab some scrap wood, and I enjoy painting and, you know, decorating things. I think it's great. It was a very fun project. I just kind of put them up here on my shelf. I haven't had a chance to redo my shelf for fall yet, but one set of these I'm sure will become a permanent fixture. I think they turned out really cute. I really like them. They're trending on Pinterest right now, so that's great. Try it. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. That helps my channel grow, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.